April 30th, 1945. Berlin, Führerbunker 6:20 a.m. The first tremor of distant artillery rolled through the concrete walls as Adolf Hitler opened his eyes for what would be the last morning of his life. The bunker smelled of smoke, sweat, and the damp chill of earth. Above ground, Berlin was no longer a city, just a burning skeleton crushed beneath Soviet shells. Yet inside his dimly lit room, Hitler sat silently at the edge of his bed, his shaking hand reaching for his glasses. His world had shrunk to this underground maze. The fevered speeches, the roaring crowds, the marching armies, all gone. Only the sound of collapsing empire remained. Hitler slowly stood, pulling his gray overcoat across shoulders now thin enough to reveal bone. His reflection in the small mirror stopped him. His once commanding face sagged, his posture bent, his left hand trembling uncontrollably. This was not the man who promised a 1,000-year Reich. This was a man standing in the last hours of a dream turned nightmare. He stepped into the bunker corridor. Guards snapped to attention, but their eyes betrayed exhaustion and fear. Hitler barely looked at them. He moved toward the conference room, where maps still covered the walls, though every red line had collapsed. The Soviet army was less than 500 meters away. At the table, General Krebs delivered the morning report. No reinforcements, no fuel, no escape. Hitler listened in silence, staring not at the maps, but at the table surface, tracing invisible lines with his finger. For years he believed that sheer will could bend reality. Now reality crushed him without mercy. He whispered, "If the German people have failed, they deserve their fate." It was not strategy. It was resignation. Eva Braun entered shortly after, smiling with the soft defiance of someone who refused to let terror erase dignity. She had married Hitler only hours earlier, in a brief ceremony surrounded by collapsing walls and flickering lamps. She took his arm gently. "It will be peaceful," she told him. "We will do it together." Hitler nodded, not out of courage, but out of certainty. He had long decided that he would never be captured, never stand trial, never face the world he had destroyed. By midday, the bunker darkened as the generators strained. Officers moved quietly, whispering instructions, burning documents, glancing at the door to Hitler's quarters with a dread that thickened the air. Above ground, Soviet troops closed in on the Reich Chancellery garden. At 2:45 p.m., Hitler summoned his remaining staff. One by one they entered, offering trembling farewells. He shook hands mechanically, his voice hollow, his gaze distant. Moments later, he withdrew into his private room with Eva Braun. The heavy door shut behind them. Silence. A long, suffocating silence. A faint clicking sound preparing the pistol. A soft voice, Eva praying. A final breath. At 3:30 p.m., a single shot cracked through the bunker like lightning tearing through stone. Those waiting outside did not speak. They knew. They opened the door slowly. The room smelled of gunpowder and cyanide. Hitler sat slumped on the sofa, pistol at his feet, blood darkening the fabric. Eva lay beside him, poison vial still in hand. The 1,000-year Reich ended in a low-ceilinged bunker beneath a city already turned to ash.